All right, hello and welcome to the stream. It is a little bit different today because I'm not only streaming on YouTube, but I am also streaming on Twitch. So, if you are someone who likes to, deal with games on Twitch or streaming on Twitch, it's available now. I am also I'm trying to figure out how to stream on TikTok too, and maybe Instagram if I can figure that out. But TikTok didn't want to work, and I didn't want to deal with it. So we are streaming on both Twitch and YouTube right now. So if you find me on YouTube, but you prefer live streams on Twitch, it's set up now. I've got both chats up so I can see and have a conversation. I will try to read the chats as the night goes on. I'm actually going to move things around real quick. If I can remember how it works. Yeah. Cool. So then the chat's underneath the camera. But yeah, so I will try to read out the chat and make sure that I am reading it. So if you're watching on Twitch and somebody comments on YouTube, you're not being left out. But we're going to try to go as quickly as we can through, one second, make sure I'm switching to the right one. As quickly as we can through the Lego Harry Potter 1 through 4, so we can start 100%ing this game. So, without further ado, let's jump into it. Okay, you just said I had control. There we go. Alright, so we need to go this way, because we're going to continue the story. Yeah, so if things seem a little wonky today, it is because we are streaming in two different places. So if I get confused or we have some technical difficulties, that is why. As well as just trying to get these controls down. You know, I have been playing a lot of Pokopia because I want to 100% Pokopia. So that is something that I'm doing. So if I start just randomly hitting buttons and things don't work the way that I think they're supposed to, that is partially why. I was not paying attention and missed my thing. So we're going to try to talk as we play through here. So, yeah. You will probably see a lot of changes coming. Ooh, nope, not you. There's the button. Coming to at least live streams that are happening. I am trying to set up the ability for channel points on both YouTube and Twitch, and Stream Elements is really weird on, like, I don't know if it's working on Twitch, if it's working on Stream Elements, because some of it is working on Twitch stuff, but some of it's working on YouTube stuff, but I don't know if it's working on both, and it's really weird to try to get both going. But we will be introducing channel points as well as... Where am I going? This way. We'll be introducing channel points and benefits for channel points. Oh, I need to go here. So, like, one of the big things is I'm going to start a series where I play Hogwarts Legacy in a different play style depending on the house. And I will have penalties and rewards depending on how many channel points or subs, members, things like that. Basically, you do good things, bad things happen to me. If that makes sense. So, hey, if you donate $5 or use a certain amount of channel points, what happens is it puts on a timer that prevents me from using healing potions, or we have a change. We'll start at easy difficulty, and depending on how much we reach for a goal, it raises the difficulty up. Things like that. I have a lot of things in the work, but it's more of trying to get this stuff working without breaking things. So for right now, we're gonna just play some Lego Harry Potter to have some fun. Oh. I just died. Alright. Alright. But anyway. So, Lego Harry Potter. We're playing this again. It's a lot of fun. We're gonna try to go through it quickly. When I was doing some research, I saw someone speedrunning this, and they were 17 minutes in and had already, you know, gotten pretty far into the game, and I'm just like, I don't know if I think I'd have to play this a lot more. Whoops. Oh, dang it. I am struggling to figure out what I need to do. I know there's something I need to do. Alright, well that's a good sign. 1 second. There you go. That's better. I also forget you don't have to switch. The controls on this game are a little bit wonky sometimes. All right. I know you gotta use the fire to... Alright. But, I'm still trying to figure out where I'm going. Ah, there it is. It's... I've got to build that. Leave me alone, book thing. There we go. Alright. So, for those of you who watch my channel, normally, I have posted a video. I reposted it today. So if you're like, why does it say this was posted today? I've already watched this. I don't think a lot of people will say that because not a lot of people watch the video. But if you did happen to watch the video and are confused by it, is I uploaded a video on Friday about, you know, my dealings with, not dealings, but with my thoughts on the first Percy Jackson book. And it didn't do well, and I honestly wasn't happy with how I edited it. So I re-edited this video to make it a little bit better. And so hopefully it'll do better. I'm experimenting when it comes to all the stuff that we need, like, that goes on with thumbnails and, you know, hooks and all that, because I need to do better. Like, I want to do better for the viewers, because I feel like sometimes I look at it and I'm like, I kind of half-assed this. I needed to get a video out, so I'm going to get a video out. And unfortunately, I think the people who watch my videos don't watch it for the content that I want to make, which is fine. But it kind of makes it hard when I'm making one type of video and nobody watches it. And I don't know if it's just nobody's interested in the videos that I'm making, or they're not good videos. So, damn it, again. So, it's just kind of one of those things. I'm working on it. I hope you guys can be patient with me as, you know, I do weird stuff and, you know, try to fix things. I may take videos down. I know that's, you know, frowned upon, apparently, from, like, what YouTube gurus come out and say. They're like, oh, no, don't take videos down and repost them. But it's, you know, to me it makes sense. If a video is not doing well, try it again. Alright, now that was bullcrap. And I think Harry now has the... Yeah, I think that's how I'm supposed to do it. This book leaves me alone. As long as I keep the... Yeah, that's how it works. So then I sneak up on the book and hold it down until it breaks. Probably should do that to the cat, too. But this is a fun game. I do enjoy Lego Harry Potter, and I'm putting out a video. I did another video. I did lightning struck pages, which unfortunately, stop Can I not be invisible while I hold this? I posted a video. It's my podcast, Lightning Struck Pages, which I call it a podcast because there's not really... It's a really weird series, but basically, I take a random book, a random Harry Potter book, a random page from that... Could you grab what I'm trying to... Thank you. I take a random page from a random Harry Potter book and I discuss it. And this most recent one was book 1, page 116. And one of the things, I mean, what it is it literally just talks about the... I don't know what I'm holding. Yeah, that... It goes here, right? Alright, cool. It does, but it doesn't. But I talk about the Great Hall scene. Like, it takes place during the introduction of the Great Hall scene. And it is an iconic scene. And it's just talking about, like, you know, there's 5... very memorable scenes. Okay. Is this key not for this? This key's... Oh, the key is for this. Okay. That's how it works. But... I was talking about how, like, what really is going to make the full cast Harry Potter series work is if they make sure to, you know, capture those iconic scenes. Because, like, what makes a good adaptation of Harry Potter is not... It's not the cast. It's not the story. The thing that bothers me is the fact that the story is already written. How do you mess that up for an adaptation? Because, I don't know about you, could you... Anyway, I don't know about you, but the fact that some adaptations are just completely different from the final product. Or from the original product. Alright. It's just... How did they mess this up so badly? Okay. There it is. That's what I wanted. But it's another video that's coming out this week is the Percy Jackson and the Olympians, the Lightning Thief movie. So, it is really talking about how it just is such a weird adaptation, just with the fact that, you know, they changed so much of that movie. And it's not anything that needed to be changed. It was one of the biggest complaints, and I talk about it in the other video, because I'm making 2 different videos about adaptations this week is I like how I have the music turned off and it's still playing the music. So I'm going to talk over the music because I don't want Warner Brothers to copyright strike me again, because I put a video out with just basic talking about the scene with the scene without sound, and Warner Brothers goes, you can't use that. I put a video out, I put a live stream out, and it plays the music over it, and guess what? It still will go, nah, you can't use this, even though I'm not showing you this video so you can listen to the music. And if you're on here to listen to the music, what are you doing? You can listen to it on YouTube without someone talking over it. But anyway, it's the adaptations are the 5 major scenes, and I talked about this in the Lightning Shark Pages video, are entering Diagon Alley, entering Platform 9 3/4, entering the Great Hall, seeing Hogwarts for the first time, and walking out on the Quidditch pitch. I feel like all 5 of those scenes are what's solidify the series to be as memorable as it is. And they kind of capture that again with the entirety of Chamber of Secrets. And let me through. And it's just one of those things that's like, okay, they know how to make good adaptations, because if you didn't realize, Chris Columbus, not Christopher Columbus, is the same person who did the Percy Jackson movie. So not only did he do Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone, Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets, but he also did Percy Jackson and the Lightning Thief. And it's just one of those things that's like, okay, so you know how to make a good adaptation, but then it makes you question, was it him who made a poor adaptation, or was it the involvement of Disney that made a bad adaptation? Because yes, Percy Jackson does have referential humor in it, like Hilary Duff's, like the fact that Grover can play a Hilary Duff song on his reed pipes. I think it's That So Yesterday is the song. But at the same time, yeah, that's an old, outdated reference that I don't think anybody reading that book today will understand. But at the same time, it's not really the main part of the story, which I feel like a lot of the references made within the movie are very much late 2000s, and also just very much not relevant references at the time. Like, yeah, they were funny at first, but they're not the greatest references by the time the movie even came out. All right. Yeah, so when I was looking at this on the... Oh, yeah, I know what to do. When I was looking up what people play this game on Twitch, there was one speedrunner playing this game, and he got to this point... I need Fang. He got to this point at 17 minutes into the game. Like, he had been playing for 17 minutes and got this far. Nope. Nope, don't jump! Damn it! Oh, no. Hagrid is... not Fang. Fang does his own thing. Okay. So, anyway. Basically, what I'm saying is, this week there are 2 videos. One about the HBO series and what they should be doing to make sure that the Harry Potter series does capture the magic, because that's really what's important, is just the fact that they capture the magic of they capture the magic of the story. I'm really bad at this. Alright, I need to switch to Fang. There we go. I'm not done with Fang. It's showing me the pause. There we go. There we go. But, yeah. Harry Potter's been slow on news. Which is unfortunate. I've been looking forward to the news to come out. But unfortunately, how do I do this? Could you... The dog just fainted. Alright. I really am bad at the buttons in this game. Alright, but yeah, the news for this series has kind of all but just disappeared, because number one, they're just not filming right now. I think filming starts maybe next month, this month, I'm not really sure. No, I don't. Put scabbers away. We don't need to save the fish. Come on. Nope, I need Hagrid for that. But it's just been quiet on the news front. And now that we're not getting the audiobooks, I think is also just kind of making the quiet even longer. Like before it was like, hey, you know, yeah, it's quiet, but it's not overly quiet because we're getting a book every month, and you know, we get announcements on who's going to be in said book. But right now it's just, it is so quiet. And, alright. What is the other piece? There it is. And it's just, it's quiet. There's no news besides the fact that Gracie Cochran left, which I think also then just kind of makes stress, because it's like, oh, hey, someone just left the Harry Potter show. Really? I definitely did not tell you to do that. But, and we had the Peeves announcement, which, I mean, I feel like is slightly non-news. Like, yes, cool. We have Peeves. We have a confirmation that Peeves is... that Peeves is in the series. Thank you. At least it fixed that. Alright. But, at the same time, it's just like, okay, that's cool. But, we were already basically told... Bitch. Bitch. But yeah, we were already basically told that. Don't jump off. Thank you. That we were getting Peeves. So it's one of those things that it's just kind of non-news. Like, yes, it stinks that Gracie Cochran left. I hope it wasn't anything too unfortunate. Like, I hope she wasn't being bullied. I hope, you know, things aren't going badly with the show because, you know, I hope it was her parents didn't realize how big of a part that she was going to play and was like, actually, you know, we don't want to have to deal with this, and pulled her out. But at the same time, there's rumors of who the new casting is for Jenny. But that doesn't mean a single thing. Just, it's the only reason there is... Alright. What am I missing? The only reason there is a casting is, or a casting rumor, is because some little redheaded girl has basically liked and followed every different post in the series, or of the series. So, hey, they liked this actor, they liked this actor, and this actor liked their stuff. So there's a chance that she's probably going to be on the show. Or she was just a girl who happened to be in the right place at the right time and met these people, and maybe she did audition, but that doesn't mean she's going to take the role. She doesn't look bad. It's going to look very different with Gracie Cochran. I still stand by, I wonder if they're going to do reshoots, that anytime it's where Gracie Cochran is, they put the new actress in just to fill in that area and make it look a little bit more consistent, because it's going to be kind of weird. I'm sure the normal person is probably not going to even notice, but it is one of those things that... Is there a reason for it? I don't know. Is Sunday night not a good night to stream? Like, I don't really know anymore, because I've had a couple people jump in, or is just Lego Harry Potter not a game that anybody actually wants to watch? Because that might be part of it. Like, I really don't know what I've been doing differently that's kind of caused all of my viewing numbers. It might just be summer, because I've heard that summer isn't a great time anyway. But if this stream does bad, I may not be playing Lego Harry Potter anymore. I thought, you know, hey, people like Harry Potter, so Lego Harry Potter, yeah. But no, stop doing that. Thank you. We are already to the final mission. All right. But, yeah, Lego... There's music playing again. Lego Harry Potter may not be the game that we need to play. Because clearly, on a level of Warner Brothers is going to probably copyright this because of the music for whatever reason, even though it's very little music and it's not a great version. All right. Hazirabrodaki. But I tried puzzles. Puzzles didn't work. Oh, hey. This has my chat on the... I thought I got rid of that. But yeah. Clearly, Lego Harry Potter is not very popular. I will be working on the playing. I will be working on playing Hogwarts Legacy as a Gryffindor. Okay, you missed 2 of the things you targeted. Is this not where I need to go? What am I doing? Also, why are you not picking this up? I'm literally standing on it. Oh, I just need to fall down the hole. Okay. But yeah. It's unfortunate. I'm having fun playing Lego Harry Potter, but also at the same time it's very hard to talk and play at the same time. Alright. Have to move it. Aren't there brooms somewhere for me to... That's what it was. And now I can jump on here. But yeah, September 1st is going to be interesting because there's a lot of anticipation on what is going to be in there. And like I said, it's slow news right now. And it's not slow in the way of hey, there's nothing going on, because nope. Because there is that movie podcast that is filming, or that is airing right now. And that's cool and all, but I don't think anybody's watching it. I don't know how many people are watching it. And it's just kind of one of those things that it's like, okay, why are we doing this when it's not anything that anybody actually wants to pay attention to? I'm really bad at this game, guys. think... I know there's different ways to do this. Oh, there we go. Alright, and then I think you go over to the knight. Yeah. Think... No, I cannot repair that. Nope, that doesn't do anything. I don't know what I'm doing. Oh, there we go. Gotcha. Oh, and now I can... There we go. And now I can repair the piece. But, yeah, it's slow news. And I haven't really had the chance to watch the podcast. I tried watching it. It did not interest me. And I hate that. Like, right now I feel like it's like, hey, thank you. But right now, the Harry Potter rewatch podcast that they're doing, I tried watching it, and I'm re-listening through Dungeon Crawler Carl, and I'm doing it at ×1 speed because I did read it a little bit faster because that's how I read my books. But I'm trying to read it a little bit slower and taking my time and, you know, not focusing fully on it. And I could probably listen to a book a day or a podcast a day and I'll still be caught up, but I don't know if there's any actual like value to watching the podcast. I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing. I know... I think I'm supposed to dodge these, and then when the skull comes over, I'm supposed to Wingardium Leviosa. Yeah. Cool. I think I figured it out. But it's... I need to watch it, but I'm not sure if there's content out of it. Oh, no, I need to jump over there and touch him. And then the floor breaks a little bit more. And then I dodge. Hit him. And then I touch him. And then he ejects me back. And then the floor breaks a little bit more. And then we dodge. And then we get hit with things. Just dodge this way. Come on. These are coming faster. Whoops. Alright. back. And then I touch him. And then I win. Alright. But yeah, there's not a lot of news coming out. And it stinks. I feel like I haven't really had anything to talk about with Harry Potter. And I know I can talk about Harry Potter forever if I get into the right headspace. But for some reason, recently, it's been very hard, especially on stream, to sit down and talk about Harry Potter. Because I definitely think right now people aren't really into Harry Potter. Like, the books came out, people were kind of into it. The trailer came out, people were really into it. And then it's just kind of radio silence. The YouTube channel, I think, has a new social media person because they're posting a lot more. But they're posting movie content, and it's just really kind of one of those things that it's like, if you want the TV show to do well, why do we keep talking about the movie? And maybe the social media person is the same person doing the podcast. I don't know. But it's just one of those things that I feel like there's a disconnect. And I don't know if it's partially because Warner Brothers is going through this whole buyout phase, but also they don't want to build too much, so then there's a weird marketing time where it's like, hey, we're doing a lot of press for this first season, but also at the same time we're not going to do a lot of press for it because it's still 6 months away. We just hit the 6-month mark. You know, June 25th is exactly 6 months until Christmas. So it's just kind of one of those things that, you know, congratulations, we beat the first year. But it's just one of those things that it's like, yeah, it's not a good time to do it. 3 months before the series is probably a good time to do it, which guess what happens in about 3 months from now? We have back to Hogwarts, because then we have September, October, November, 3 months to December, and then that's when they're really going to do a big push. So I think we are going to get a big, probably 5-minute trailer and maybe some casting announcements. We'll find out who's going to be playing Gilderoy Lockhart in the second movie, because that's the main cast member that we're probably learning about. And because we already know Lucius Malfoy, we already know Cornelius Fudge, so the only one we're missing is Gilderoy Lockhart. And yeah, it would be cool to have Kit Harington. He did a good job in the full cast audiobook, but I really think we need to separate the cast for that to not make it so confusing. But it's another big thing with it is just, we need a younger actor playing Gilderoy Lockhart. Just, you know, I feel like it fits a little bit better to be less believable when Gilderoy Lockhart is younger. Because it's like, that's why it's kind of weird that, man, this guy has done so much in his life, but he's so young. How is this young man done all of this stuff in his life when he's just... We've done 10%. We are 1/10 of the way to 100%ing this. But Gilderoy Lockhart, I think, needs to be younger for multiple reasons. I think to make it less believable that he's done all of these things, and it kind of makes sense that all these teachers, the professors, are like, I don't think that this man has done all the things that he says he's done. It makes it more believable because he's so young. It also makes it a little bit less creepy that all of the girls in the school are pining after this man, because honestly, I always thought it was weird with, you know, the movie Gilderoy Lockhart. I love him. I think he's a good actor. But I think the fact that he was so much older was weird because it's weird to have this 12-year-old girl pining after this 40-year-old man. And I think in today's culture, it does it's kind of weird. And it's the same thing that's going to happen if you hire Kit Harington. Because Kit Harington is, I think, almost 40. I think he's 38. I think he's a few years older than I am. Echo, how old is Kit Harington?
Kit Harington is 39.
Alright, so, like I said, Kit Harington is 39. Which, by the time he films, is going to be 40. So you're going to have a 12-year-old girl pining over a 40-year-old man. You know, it's not great. But not that I'm saying a 12-year-old girl pining over a like 22, 23-year-old man is any better, but I think it is a little bit less creepy that these basically middle school and high school girls are fawning over this young, handsome, debonair gentleman who is teaching them. And it makes sense that, oh, he's 24, 23, 22, whatever, around that age, where these teachers literally are like, we taught you in school, because most of the professors have been there for the past 10 years. So if he's a younger one, they're going to be like, we taught you. We know that you weren't a great student. And so it kind of builds this whole thing where, like, maybe there's a conversation that goes on where it's like, Dumbledore, why did you hire him? You know he's not that smart. And Dumbledore goes, well, he seems to have done a lot of things. And it's just kind of one of those build-ups that it's just like, hey, we're doing this, we're doing that, like, to maybe build on that theory that Dumbledore hired Gilderoy Lockhart to basically out him as a fraud. Because that's a headcanon, is a lot of people do think that Dumbledore meant to out him as a fraud because Dumbledore knew he was a fraud, and it makes sense. Alright, so you're going to say, nope, you're not good enough.
Oh. Huh?
Nope. Put that mouse away. I think it's this chair? Oh. Was I supposed to save Ginny? I guess I was supposed to save Ginny. Okay. So now... No, put the mouse away. But... Nope. Put the mouse away. Alright. Diagonally! But yeah, I think Gilderoy Lockhart being a little bit younger kind of fits into the whole idea that if he's younger, it allows for the professors to kind of question. It's like, we taught you in school. We know that you weren't a good student. How did you do all of these things that you said you have done? Questioning Dumbledore and being like, hey, how do we know that he did these things? And Dumbledore going, well, I don't think he did, and we're gonna oust him. And I know it shows how bad Dumbledore is as a, like, school administrator, and the fact that he's like, you know what? I don't trust this guy, so what we're gonna do is we're going to ruin an entire year of teaching to basically oust a fraud. But in Gilderoy Lockhart's eyes, he goes, hey, look, this is a great opportunity for me to increase my fame. Like, you know, I can get all these students to buy my books, and maybe I can find some powerful wizards that, you know, may give me some good stories that I can, you know, use. I don't think I can do anything down here yet. Stop putting your coat on, you weirdo. But yeah, Gilderoy Lockhart needs to be in his early 20s. I think as much as we want... Oh yeah, this is... As much as we want Kit Harington to... What is going on? AI viewers stream.com. What? Oh, first time chat. That's what's coming up. Okay. What do you mean? Are you trying to sell me something? I'm not really sure what's going on. But for those watching on YouTube, somebody posted on Twitch chat which said AI viewers streamboo.com or streamboo.com. So, trying to, I guess, get me to sign up for some sort of AI viewer thing. So we are going to ban that. Oh, there we are. Can you pick that up? Thank you. Anyway, I think as much as people want Kit Harington, and Kit Harington apparently wants to be Gilderoy Lockhart, I do think it wouldn't be good for the series. I think he's unfortunately too old. Yeah, he's a handsome man, and if that's all that's required for it, then hell yeah. Hire him as... What am I missing? Oh. That's what I'm missing. But I think we need to look at more than just, oh, this man is handsome, so that's what we need in the show. I think does this have the... So in the movies, this window here has Harry Potter book covers in it, but I don't think it does in this one. I just killed that big ass spider. Anyway, but I think we are definitely missing out on, if we hire someone old to play, then clearly they're just hey, this is what fan casting, which, fan casting is fun. I get the fun behind fan casting, but also at the same time, I feel as though fan casting can be detrimental to a series. And we're seeing this a lot with the whole announcement of the Dungeon Crawler Carl TV show. Is a lot of people are like, oh, I want Jensen Ackles to play Carl. Carl's a 27-year-old man in the series. And right now it's taking place over maybe a year. So it's kind of one of those things. It's like, yeah, you can fan cast Carl as Jensen Ackles, but Jensen Ackles is in his 40s. Echo, how old is Jensen Ackles?
Jensen Ackles is 48 years old.
Okay, Jensen Ackles is almost 50. So it's a little bit too hard to make him a regular character who's supposed to be a 27-year-old man. And I understand he's got the handsomeness, he's got the gruffness, like it works out that he would be a perfect Carl, except for the fact that he's twice the age that Carl is supposed to be. And I get it's not going to be that big of a deal, like to be like, oh yeah, no, well, it's not a big deal, but it's going to be a show that's going to probably run maybe 10 plus years if it keeps going. So it's one of those things, it's like, if it doesn't get canceled, it's gonna run like 10 years, and Jensen Ackles is going to be 60 by the time that he finishes it, and I don't think it's gonna work very well. Like, there's no romance aspect. It doesn't matter that he's 27, it partially matters that, he's dating a woman who's around his age, and she's young and goes off and parties. Because, if Carl does it, then it's just kind of like, oh, this is a sad man. So, just... But it's locked. So, it's one of those things. I don't mind fan cast. I don't even know what I am. But I think fan casting can sometimes be a detriment to a series. I mean, I think theories, like YouTuber theorists, are bad for Hollywood. I think... Listen, I love new rock stars. I enjoyed Matt Pat back in the day, but I think theories and deep dives and, trying to figure out, hey, let's figure out what this story is what's gonna happen in this story, kind of has harmed the movie industry, because now it's kind of, a lot of creators, like, when I say creators, directors and writers and all that, are trying to subvert expectations and go, well, I don't want them to guess what I'm going to do. And I think that's what happened to Rian Johnson when it came to Last Jedi. And I stand by that. I think he didn't want to deal with, hey, all these people are saying that this is what's going to happen in my movie, and he just wanted to subvert expectations. I think the same thing happened with Game of Thrones, is people were like, well, based on how this is and this is how it's going to end, and then, we get crappy endings. Look at Stranger Things. The ending to Stranger Things was so bad that people still think that there is going to be a secret episode that's supposed to come out any day now. The Duffer Brothers just got fired from Netflix. I don't think we're getting a secret episode. If I'm wrong, awesome. I never watched, Stranger Things. I watched, an episode of Stranger Things. but it wasn't something that I was like, oh man, I gotta watch Stranger Things. Like, it just wasn't something that I was into. This is what I need. Tap dancing skeleton who's gonna then give me a bone and then... Yep. And then I get the strengthening solution. Super Hermione! And I can just come over here, and now I can... Whoop! Nope, that's not where I'm supposed to go. I thought that's what I was supposed to do. Anyway, fan casting and I think theorizing and just, you know, watching a trailer and trying to get the entire story out of the trailer, I think is what is something that is hurting the movie industry. Because I think just... apparently I ran out of potion. It's just one of those things. It's like, hey, I get it. It's fun. And it just is a thing that is hurting the movie industry because, you know, people are watching all of these videos and I'm guilty of it. I've watched so many videos talking about what's going to happen in Doomsday that has been going on for over a year now. And it's just one of those things. It's like, you know, this is honestly going to hurt the movie because people are going to be like, well, I've heard this theory that this is going to happen and this is going to happen. And oops, I need to go this way. And it's just the more that we need to go this way, the more that these people come out with these videos breaking down what may happen, the more expectations come out. And when people go and see these movies, they're going to be disappointed. And I think that's the problem is, you know, yes, it's fun, but some people put all their eggs in the basket of, well, I saw this video that broke it down and there was a leak and it said this was going to happen. So I'm going to come in because I want to see this happen. And when it doesn't happen, they get mad and they give it a bad review. I mean, I'm excited to go see Supergirl. I'm going to go see Supergirl tomorrow. And, you know, I think the fact that people... Can you... But I think the fact that people are literally like, the movie hasn't even come out yet and they're like, this movie's going to be garbage. It's just... Like, I get it. You may not like Millie Alcock, and that's okay. If you don't like Millie Alcock, don't go see the movie. But, you know, other people, like, the fact that people are saying, oh, Millie Alcock is ugly. It's like, how can you look at Millie Alcock and go, yeah, this girl's ugly? Like, maybe it's just me, but I don't see it. I think she's a good actress. I think she fits better as Supergirl than the Supergirl they had in The Flash. Like, I didn't have anything against that actress, and there's a whole movie out there that she's been in, I think. I don't know how far they got into filming. I know they started it and then it got shit canned. But nope. That... Excuse me, sir. I am trying to put you in a bucket. But, yeah. I think it's just one of those things that... Why are we doing this to ourselves? Why, like, I think it really got big during Star Wars. Because, you know, Star Wars Force Awakens came out and there were so many questions that had arisen from that movie, and it just kind of became one of those things that's like, hey, let's see if we can predict the entire movie before it comes out, which is exactly what Matt Pat did. Matt Pat literally came in and was like, I'm going to tell you exactly how the next Star Wars movie is going to be. And I think Rian Johnson watched those videos, or an intern watched those videos and told Rian Johnson about it. But it's one of those things that it's like, okay, cool. You made a script that had not been predicted. But then you made a movie that just really didn't fit in the idea of Star Wars. Like, and I didn't hate The Last Jedi. I thought it was a good movie. Was it a good Star Wars movie? Maybe not, but it was a decent movie. Like, I don't think it needs to be wiped off the face of the planet like some people do, and I get as well that, you know, hey, where am I supposed to put this? I know I'm supposed to break these things, but like, I get that people hated Rise of Skywalker because, of course, it was having to fix stuff that didn't need to be messed up in the first place, but it's just the way that Last Jedi was set up. It becomes a situation. Can you? There's a gap right here. Go through it. But Last Jedi set up stuff with no idea for a payoff, and yeah, people are like, well, we should have just, you know, had an idea of what we were doing before we went into all these movies. And it's like, yeah, that probably, there was probably a basic idea of, hey, we need to do, like, hit these points before we get there. But, like, the idea was probably, hey, the first movie, we kill off Harrison Ford. The second movie, we kill off Mark Hamill. The third movie, we kill off Carrie Fisher. But Carrie Fisher said, I'm not playing by your rules, and then went and died before they started filming Rise of Skywalker. I think it was going to be a movie that really followed her and her journey. But because that happened, their idea really kind of had to be put aside, and they had to do something different. Am I saying that the movie would have been better if Carrie Fisher hadn't have died? No, I don't think it would have. I think we still would have had a... I can't knock him off. Okay. I think we still would have had an issue when it came to the movie. I think Last Jedi was just a movie that really kind of didn't fit with the series and was more of a series to try to... Where am I going? I think it's up here. Is it not? No, I need to stand on that. Alright. But, I mean, I think that's part of the problem with politics right now. And I don't really like talking about politics in live streams, but I'm going to talk about politics because, hey, it's not like anybody's watching, so I'm going to just sit here and rant. Alright, we need this, so I might as well get them on. But, you know, politics nowadays is, I think, controlled way too much by just the fact that everybody is always online. I don't feel like dealing with this. But yeah, everybody is always online, and I think that's part of the problem with politics right now, is it's just... I don't know where I'm going. Is it up there that I need to go? But anyway, like, I mean, even our president, he's always online. The man never sleeps. And is that a good thing that he never sleeps? No, not at all. Like, I think they need to give that man some sort of sleeping pill to make sure that he's sleeping, because, you know, there's a whole bunch of other shit that's going on in this. And I don't care what you support, but some of the things that he says on his Truth Social are just, if any other president did that, there would literally be people trying to knock down his front door and tell him to go, like, that he needs to get out. Like, one of my favorite stories is that back in, you know, I say olden days, but back when the way that you told your representative that you didn't like him, and I know this happened in Europe, but they literally went upstairs, said, "Hey, we don't like how you are running our government," picked him up and threw him out of the window, for him to stand up, dust himself off, come back upstairs, for them to throw him back out the window. We need that in politics again. I'm going to take a quick break, and I will be right back. Alright, I am back. Let us learn Pesky Pixie Pescanobi. Or Immobilis is probably the proper name for it. Anyway, I gotta talk over the music because if not, I get a strike. Not a strike, but you know, I don't get money off this video. Not that I'm going to get money off this video because I don't know if we're watching the live stream, which is fine. But anyway, yeah, I think the same thing that's wrong with Hollywood is the same thing that's wrong with politics. I think too many people are online and putting their opinions out that, listen, I have opinions, yes, but I think, come on, can you hit the thing that I'm... Damn, this thing does not immobilus very long. Okay, I just need to double immobilus it. I think I was hitting it right at the... But it's like the whole thing, I think there are people who look at, you know, a couple people on Twitter and what they say. Can you select it? Damn. I guess I could have just been pressing A. But look at things on Twitter, and this is both Hollywood and politics, and it's like, you know, it's just an echo chamber of, you know, one person is not happy about it. Then another person goes, yeah, I agree with you. And, you know, it's like a vocal minority. Oh, this is a lot easier when you just tap A a bunch of times. But it's just, you have, you know, people just literally in this echo chamber, and it becomes so much that, you know, they keep echoing and echoing and echoing to the point that it's like, oh, this is what the majority believes, is that, you know, it's not going to be a good movie. Millie Alcock is ugly, or, you know, illegal aliens are what are destroying this country because they're coming into the country and turning people transgender. Even though half the time these ideas don't make any sense, but, you know... Alright, where am I going? I'm going here. Alright, but it's just... And I know, it's stupid to even think about that kind of thing. It's like, just let people be people. Like, I understand, you know, we want to do what we want to do, and it's like, we can't let other people enjoy life if we're not enjoying life too. And it's just, I had a conversation with someone, because I work at a grocery store, and they were talking about, you know, oh, that girl over there, yeah, I used to know her when she was in school, and, you know, she got knocked up, and now she has 4 kids, and she's living off government funding, and she's walking around with a full shopping cart. And I'm like, are you mad that she's getting junk food in her shopping cart? Are you mad that you're working and you can't fill up a shopping cart? Because that's the thing. There's a big difference between, are you mad that the shopping cart is full, or are you mad because your shopping cart is empty? And she goes, I'm mad because my shopping cart is empty. And it's like, there is the answer to your problem. It's not fair that your shopping cart is empty and you work hard. And I'm not saying we need to take away people's rights. I think it needs to be more available for people to... I don't even know if I'm supposed to be going this way. I don't think I am. No, I am. Like, I definitely think the fact that people have to pay for basic health care. Like, I think the fact that the need for basic health care could be provided worldwide. Basic health care could be provided worldwide, and it would basically cost nothing. Like, that's the thing, is we could feed the entire planet. We can provide basic health care to the entire planet. And we can house the entire planet. But we choose not to because, you know what? Instead of allowing everybody to have a house, everyone to be able to eat, and everyone to have their basic healthcare needs met, we try to make money off of them. And it's one of those things, it's like, but those things should be provided. Like, I understand, and I get there's a whole thing, well, you know, then people are going to take advantage of the system. You know why they're taking advantage of the system? Because otherwise they don't have enough. And, you know, I think the ability to have a system where our basic needs are provided for would, number one, help our mental health. If we can go and get... What's up, T? I'm ranting about politics, so because nobody else is listening, so I'm just having a conversation with myself. But if we can have basic rights met, like, you know, healthcare, food, and housing, we would eventually, you know, not have a mental health issue in America or the world. Because, you know, what causes a lot of the mental health problems is stress. I think, you know, having to live paycheck to paycheck and worrying about, are we going to be able to make our bills this month? Are we going to get fired from work and, you know, be destitute because, oh crap, I got fired from work and now I can't pay my bills. I'm going to get kicked out of my house, my apartment, whatever. I'm not going to be able to afford food. And then we're just kind of all screwed. Oh, no, you're fine. I know you just got on. But it's just one of those things that it's just... I've been streaming since about 6:45. But no big deal. I mean, I need to start announcing it a little bit better. But yeah, you know, we and if yes, I think a lot, one of the things that people are worried about is like, hey, if we give people more money, they're not going to spend it. They're going to hoard it. Because yeah, if you gave me $1,000 right now, I'm not going to go out and spend $1,000. I'm not going to put that money into the economy. I'm going to take that money and I'm going to put it in my savings account so that if something happens, I have a savings. If you gave me $1,000 every month, yeah, I'd probably put the first year, I would put that $1,000 into my bank account and build up enough for a down payment to be able to buy a house. Maybe a year, maybe 2 years, but if I have that money coming in and being able to save it. Maybe I would do $500 a month into savings. I would start doing a little bit of money into savings and then a little bit of money into, you know, buying things. Because once you get that security net, I don't know where I'm going. I'm missing something. Oh, that's what I'm missing. But once you get that security net, your stress levels go down and you start being able to put money in the economy because guess what? You realize that, hey, the money that I'm getting is not disappearing. Like, I'm getting this money. If I want more money, that's great. You know what I can do? I can go and get a job. Like, and I'm not... Ronald Weasley, please stop pulling out your rat. But it's just one of those things. Cool, I'm not too late. Yeah, no, you're not that late. I mean, I'm just playing through this. I beat the first year, and now we're on the second year. Second level of the second year. Yeah, second level of the second year. But we're going to try to get through this so then we can unlock characters to be able to 100% each level. But yeah, I think at first, yes, it's going to be one of those things. It's like, hey, a lot of people are going to be saving up money until they feel comfortable. And once they feel comfortable, then they're going to spend the money. We may have a very big influx of short staff in a lot of places because, you know, hey, if you can live off $1,000 a month, guess what? You're gonna live off of. Yeah, you can play as Hagrid. We played it in the first game. You did leave a little bit early, but Hagrid can do, I think, Wingardium Leviosa and Strength, and that's about it. I don't remember what I'm supposed to do with this. Oh, I know. We go. Whoop. But yeah, if our basic needs are met, people are going to. You can raise the price. Like, what's going to happen in the economy if our basic needs are met and we're allowed to get food, housing, and health care without having to pay? What's going to happen is yes. Other things are going to get more expensive. If you have the basic foods, like, hey, meat, produce, like basic breads, you know, ingredients and stuff like that are available for free. But if you want like Doritos or popcorn or coffee creamers or stuff like that, you have to pay for it. And okay, that may go up in price. It's okay for that stuff to go up in price. I know it sounds scary when they're like, oh, well, if we do this, prices are going to go up. Yeah, prices are going to go up. Because guess what? The demand for it will probably go up. People who aren't able to afford, you know, this stuff. Yeah, I like his wand. Are going to be able to buy stuff like that. Like, you're not going to have to just do... I need Hagrid. No, yeah. You're not going to have to just live by... Thank you. Hey, this is what's going on. Like, I've lost track of my thoughts. Yeah, if you have your basic needs met, things are going to be more expensive. And I understand that's the scary part of all of it is like, oh, well, you know, I don't I don't want to have to pay more for things. Let's see. I think people forgot the price is raised simply due to enough people being still willing to buy a product. Yeah. And I mean, one of my things that I focused on in college was economics. Like the Great Depression is my history focus. So when it comes to talking about like how to make the economy better, it is something that I did study. But I understand like the idea of, hey, that's expensive is scary. It makes sense. Like I get it. Expensive things are scary, but if your basic needs are met and the only money that you have to spend is on luxury items such as like, hey, I want to buy Doritos or I want to buy this health food, but you know, different things like that. And if your basic needs are met, you're going to be more likely to spend money on luxury goods. And luxury goods are going to be slightly more expensive, but that's just kind of one of those things that happens. It's okay. Because guess what? Your basic needs are met. It doesn't matter what the price of goods are because you don't have to buy them. Things that you don't have to buy should be expensive. Things that you need to buy should not be expensive. Do you need a really expensive steak? No. And I understand. Like, I think having some sort of, I don't know how, then this is where other people would be involved. You would have committees trying to figure out what level of food is allowed. Like, okay, do you have a also, it's not as simple as there's a finite amount of wealth. Wealth can be created and destroyed. It's not matter. Yeah. Like, and that's what causes inflation is it's like, hey, this cup, it's now $15. It was 10, but it's now 15 because I want more money. And if you give me more money, you have less money. I have more money. We're all happy, but that's not really how it works. Money loses value the more you have. The fact that Elon Musk is a trillionaire, I think he actually lost that. Like, it went up to where he's like 1.2 trillion, and now he's back down under a trillion because, unfortunately, well, not unfortunately, but the stock for SpaceX actually crashed before they were able to dump it, so it kind of became like, oops, we screwed up, and a bunch of people lost money, and he is no longer a trillionaire, and that's okay. The fact that we have a person who is worth $1 trillion, I understand he does not have $1 trillion sitting in the bank. Oh, are we talking in general or specific thing being raised in prices? In general, things being raised in prices, like basic, if I guess this is my pitch to how the government works. I didn't realize I missed your previous comment. But in general, it's if basic needs are met, so food, housing, healthcare. 3 things that I think should be met. Then other things, you could live without having to work, and you would get your basic food, your basic healthcare, and your basic house. You would have a house that you could live in. Nobody's going to kick you out until you die, and then, you know, everybody gets a house, but I'm not in charge of figuring out how this works. I'm just the ideas guy, because a lot of this stuff is 100% a committee-based thing. You would have a large committee that the representatives in this committee would be voted upon to make these decisions on what is considered needed, not needed. Like, hey, how much money are we spending each month for each person, each family? on meat? And is it per person basis? Is it per family basis? How do we figure out the amount of money that each person gets? Yes. Yes, I am. I am a democratic socialist, and I am not apologetic about it. I have been a democratic socialist before being a democratic socialist was cool. I read Animal Farm when I was in 9th grade. And this kind of started me on my study of Great Depression and the Russian Revolution because I read Animal Farm in 8th grade. In one class. I didn't learn a single thing in this English class. I got transferred to another English class, and we were sitting down and we were talking about the different facets of government in this English class. Like, breaking it down based on, like, we would read, like, just papers on it. And, like, we talked about the democratic republic that we are in America. We talked about the type of republic that Rome was. We talked about monarchies and stuff like that. And I said, well, why can't we have a society where everybody gets their basic needs met? Like, I was radicalized very early on, just in my brain. I don't know why I came out with this, but I said in class, what about basic needs being met? Everybody has a house, everybody has food, and, you know, everybody has basic health care. And she goes, that is socialism. And I said, what is that? She said, well, we haven't gotten there. You are ahead by like a week. And I said, all right, well, I'm going to go back to reading my book and we can deal with that later. But when it came up to it, like, other people, like, it was just like, hey, I think it was a paper that we had to write in the middle of it, like, before it even really started. And it was like, what do you think a good government would be? And the idea that I came up with was a democratic socialism. And, like, we will, like, if I'm kind of jumping ahead. If we were to have something like this, we would still have our constitutional democratic republic government, but we would have committees in the cabinet that basically decide, hey, this is how much money is allotted for these things. Kind of like SNAP benefits, but everybody gets it. Because that's really what everybody wants. They just don't want their carts to be empty. And ooh, you posted big thing. Let me It's not radical to think people's basic needs should be met. No one should have to suffer through homelessness, hunger. It's radical to make people struggle to survive and earn unfair wages. That's not even socialism. No, I understand. But I do think basic needs should be met. I think it's silly that, like, we can't agree on that. Like, the fact that we're like, no, people can't do that. And, like, I understand. It's the same thing with the whole college debt thing, is people were mad because it's like, well, I had to work really hard to pay off my student loans. And then you get to come along and just, hey, forgiven. But the thing is college shouldn't be a rich person's right. Because, yeah, I went to college. I got a degree. You know what I haven't used in my freaking life? My degree. I'm exceptionally overqualified for my job. And it's just something that happens, which is unfortunate in this economy. Like, the fact that it's getting harder and harder. Oh, I don't have to do any of that? Okay. Am I in a mission? What am I doing? Like, it's more of a socialist capitalism that I'm more talking about. Like, a lot of the problems that we have in the I didn't pay attention to this. 1 second. A lot of the problems that we have in our society right now is because of, you know, not having our basic needs. What is my degree in? It is in business and public policy with a focus in marketing and a minor in history. If that seems about right on how I talk, then yeah, then it probably makes a lot of sense. All right, come on. There we go. But it's... I think I was set up for failure. I went to high school. Everybody went to high school. Most people went to high school, I should say. But I was definitely set up for failure in the fact that my school didn't care that if we were prepared for college or not. They more cared about that we went to college. They wanted the numbers of, hey, we have a graduating class of 450 people and 425 of them are going to college. That's what they wanted. They wanted almost a 100% college acceptance rate. And that's cool. That's great for the high school. But you know what it's not great for? The normal people who are having to try to pay for college. Because college is expensive. And yeah, you can go to like a state school and you can get all that. Let's see. Socialism is just the government seizing the means of production. But most governments already employ socialist like programs. Like the military is a totally socialist program. Yes, military is. I was history major. What's up, Brendan? I was a history major. See the start of the Industrial Revolution. There has to be government intervention in capitalism or else it gets unfair. Or else it has gotten unfair. Let's It's Ronald Reagan's fault. Let's be honest. Ronald Reagan decided that, hey, corporations need to make more money and we shouldn't cap that. That's unfair for the corporations. Which is complete and utter bullcrap. Like, not capping the CEOs is what causes a lot of problem. And I think the fact that they like to, certain political people like to compare socialism with communism. Those are very different. Communism is everybody is poor, except for the elites. Socialism is everybody has the basic needs that they need met, and they are program-based. It's something that needs to happen. It's just knowing when to dictate programs efficiently that majority of citizens want to invest in while allowing businesses to fluctuate the market. Well, and see, that's the thing, is one of the things that happened when Ronald Reagan took over is he got rid of the tax breaks. The tax breaks that like Bernie Sanders and AOC and, you know, Elizabeth Warren want for millionaires is the fact that it's like, hey, listen, the first 50 million that you make, you donate 2% to taxes. All you gotta do, 2% of that 50 million goes to taxes, and then you can make everything else and it doesn't matter. And everybody's happy. You know how much money, because the top 10% are billionaires, and I think it's 50 million, not 50 billion, but still, the top, I think there's 15% of the population are millionaires and multimillionaires who make that much money and more. And if they donated 2%, which is absolutely nothing to them, everything could be funded. Our education system could be better funded. Colleges could be funded for everybody. All of our student debt could be paid. And maybe we can even give some sort of stipend reparation thing to people who had already paid off their student loans. Here, have some money back, a tax return of something, or stimulus check. I don't know, whatever you want to call it. If you paid off your debt and you're still alive, here's some money back. UBI. What is UBI? I'm not sure if I know what that means. Universal something investment? I don't know. I really don't know what I'm doing. I need to get into here. If I am pump free, will I be able to get in here? Oh, wait, no. I think pump free automatically. Universal basic input. Oh, yeah. Okay. Yes. She can just pick it up. I think a big problem is that our government is inefficient with these programs. Our government in America invests so much in healthcare, and that's the biggest thing Americans complain about. Well, the thing is our healthcare system should not be a business. I think healthcare should not be for profit. Yes, I do think doctors should make money. I think the fact that it is so easy for a doctor to be sued, it doesn't make sense. Like, it's too easy for a doctor to be sued and lose his practice. Yes, I think maybe we should be, especially now that we're getting to the point. Where do I put this? Do I just leave him there? All right. But we're getting to the point that AI is kind of messing up most fields of study. Like, there are, I'm not saying all doctors, and I understand the whole idea is like, you know, what do you call a doctor, a med student who gets a C when he graduates? A doctor? I'm trying to make Scala grow. Okay. Thank you. Wait. Economics Scala grow. What? Oh, economics plus Scala grow. Okay. I'm too focused on this topic. Did that give me what I needed? What am I... Can you give me what I need? I thought I had to break one of these, but apparently I have no idea what I'm doing. I got one of the ingredients. I need 2 more. I'm just gonna start shooting. But yeah, sorry, I'm too distracted by talking about a thing that I am very passionate about. Is I think one of the biggest things is the problem is that causes incentives. We already have higher demand for healthcare providers than what exists. Most people come to America to be in the health field because they make more money. And yeah, I understand that. And that's fine, but the healthcare system itself, and when I mean healthcare system, I mean the insurance companies. The insurance companies are what are causing a lot of problems, because what it is the fact that, you know, I have pretty decent insurance. Like, I pay $35 every other week for my insurance, and it pretty much covers everything. $25 copay for any doctor I go to. Other things aren't covered as much. There's pretty high, reasonably high deductibles. I think $2,500 is the deductible. And that does have to do with the business element. But the fact that there are people who, you know, one of the truck drivers that I talked to, he gets healthcare through his business. He pays $400 a month for healthcare. That's what I needed. Okay. But he pays a crap ton of money for healthcare, and it's just kind of like, he's like, I don't go to the doctor. I don't, because number one, doctors are closed on the weekend, so a lot of normal jobs, it's hard, you have to take time off. And so, you know, it's why a universal basic income kind of helps is, you know, if you don't have to work, and we're getting to that point, we're entering into a renaissance of being able to, you know, AI is going to do the basic jobs that we're, like, they're building robots right now that are going to be able to do construction. So once we can do construction with robots, that's what I needed to do. But if we're going to have robots who do the jobs that we don't want, we're going to have self-driving garbage trucks that pick up garbage and dump it for us. So that, hey, that's one job that it's going to take jobs away. So we're going to have to come up with a universal basic income because we're not going to need workers anymore. Let's see. Low key, I feel like in the past 10 years, insurance has gotten so bad with private business. The problems are ridiculously rising. Yeah. I mean, we have a mental health issue in the United States, and a lot of these problems are, I get, not, hey, this is not an instant fix. It's gonna be rough for the first couple, like, probably months of this stuff, but at the end of the day, it's gonna be fixed eventually, because it's not a short-term fix. We need long-term fixes. We got to look at the long game. Like, what's the point of insurance through your job if they're just gonna stiff you? Yeah, and I mean, that's the thing is, you know, why are we paying for insurance if the insurance company is gonna say no to things? And I understand they don't want wastefulness, and that makes sense because, you know, we don't want people taking advantage. And if 1% of 100,000 people, yeah, that's 1,000 people taking advantage of the system. But still, as a whole, that's a very small drop in the bucket of people taking advantage of the system. And how much can you take advantage of just basic health? Like, it's not like you're getting like a boob job every week. So it's just kind of one of those things. If you need a procedure, it should automatically be, you know, covered. It doesn't make sense for it to not be covered. No, I don't. Okay. I mean, the Wizarding World's great because guess what? Free healthcare. Like, they always make jokes about, you know, the Weasleys being poor, but the one thing we don't talk about is the fact that, yeah, they're poor, but the Wizarding World, as racist as it is a pretty socialist like government. Like, hey, Okay, so I need a spider and a thorn. I think the spider was in here. On the fact the eyes and teeth don't count as healthcare. Yeah, that is... The fact that dental is considered a... I think it's almost considered as... I know it's a supplementary healthcare, but it's considered more of a vanity... Not vanity. Cosmetic. Dental is classified under cosmetic. Which, you know how many diseases are linked to, like, your mouth? Hogwarts has free tuition. Yeah, Hogwarts is a very, like, Harry Potter is a very socialist game. Like, not game. Wait, do I... What is it? No, it's not this. I'm missing something. But yeah. It's trying to grab something over here. I am... But I don't know. I've completely lost track of what I was talking about. Anyway. It's vibrating right here, like there's something here that I'm missing. I really don't understand. Let's see. Recently I got a root canal and my insurance only paid $400 something. I paid $1,300. Yeah, that's... If you don't get a root canal, you can have to have your jaw removed because it gets infected. The fact that insurance refuses to pay for, like, basic health needs that are like, I know it's not life-saving, but it's preventative medicine. And I think the fact that we classify preventative medicine as, you know, as a unnecessary thing is just kind of really backwards. I really don't know where it is what I need. I feel like it's that desk. Oh, you son of a gun. I figured it out. Yeah, like, there's a difference between preventative medicine and, like, it's like the whole fact that there are certain things that you can use as preventative medicine. Oh, I didn't mean to switch. There we go. Like, if you're a woman, you can go to a doctor and say, hey, I'm worried because I have a lifetime of, like, I have a family history of breast cancer. They'll remove your breasts, which is awesome. But then you also have intense scarring and no boobs. And so it's kind of like, all right, then you have to pay for the cosmetic surgery to get at least a little bit something and maybe get the scarring removed. So it's kind of just one of those things. It's like, yeah, but that's gender affirming care, which is funny in the fact that what is considered gender affirming care, and we're not even getting into that whole side of the thing, because it's like, okay, I feel like that should be a basic thing. It's like, yes, that is, you know, that part of it is cosmetic, but it's just a basic idea. Like, it's not like they're, oh, I want bigger boobs because I want bigger boobs. It's, hey, you took my boobs away. Give me some boobs. Like, just basic boobs. I don't have to have as big as I had. But it's like, it's little things like that, that it's just kind of, the healthcare system is weird on like what they deem necessary. And I feel like if a doctor says, hey, you need this, healthcare should cover it. And should cover it 100%. What's the point of having insurance if it's not going to be covered? Like, same thing with car insurance and stuff like that. Like, car insurance, at least if you get your car totaled, they'll pay for basically the entire repair. Car insurance isn't as much of a racket. The racket is the fact that they'll still deny stuff, and it's required by law to have it. Which I think is funny, is a lot of people had a problem with the fact that health insurance was required by law, but car insurance is also required by law. Every claim acts like people are requiring veneers for aesthetic purposes. Yeah, it's just, you know, why are we worried about all of this, you know, cosmetic stuff and just, you know, basic needs? People are afraid to go to the doctor. We shouldn't, our general, like, family doctor shouldn't be the emergency room. You shouldn't have to go to the emergency room when your pain level reaches 4. You should be able to go to the doctor once a year. And I understand, I know one of the arguments is, well, in all these countries that have, I'm going to move away from the bouncing broom, is, you know, one of the things is like, oh, well, you know, these countries that they have the basic healthcare, like, it takes months for you to get to the doctor. And it's like, okay, well, you know, if you go to the doctor regularly, you have a better chance of, you know, not needing to go to the doctor more than you have to. Our cars get better healthcare than we do. Yeah. I had a friend at work who just got her car totaled, and they're like, yeah, we're going to give you $10,000 for your car. We're going to pay off the car, and then whatever's left you can use for whatever you want. So she ended up having to use that as a down payment for a car, which really wasn't a lot. Cars are stupid expensive. And of course she didn't want to. Why do you always default to the rat, Ron? She didn't want to spend too much on it because she is from the Ukraine, or she is from Ukraine, not the Ukraine. But she is from Ukraine, and, you know, Trump could get a bug up his butt and go, you know what? I don't care that you are from Ukraine. You are deported. And it's just kind of one of those things. It's like, oh, nope. Now that you're deported, you don't have, this money that you spent on a car doesn't matter. So it's kind of like, she didn't want to spend a lot of money on a car because, of course, she didn't want to, you know, if she got deported, not have a car. I have not gotten Polyjuice Potion yet. I think this is Dueling Club? Yes. So it's just kind of one of those things. It's going to take a while, and I'm really hoping, you know, there is this democratic socialist movement that is happening, and I think it's really funny that they are, the Republicans are scared of it. They're like, oh no, this is absolutely horrible. Can you imagine them getting rid of the Electoral College? And it's like, no, a lot of people want to get rid of the Electoral College. Oh. So it's just kind of one of those things. It's like ranked choice voting. Oh, that's so horrible, says Mike Johnson. But in actuality, it's really good for our politics. I know this is probably a hot take. I'm joking. It really isn't going to be a hot take. But I think the fact that we do not have an age of retirement, like, I think a sweeping age of retirement should be whatever the age of retirement is for the country, which is 67. Like, that should be the okay, so I didn't need to do that. I needed to attack Malfoy. All right. But yeah, the age of retirement for political office should be the age of retirement in the United States. Like, to me, that makes sense. Like, if you can draw Social Security, you should be retired. Yeah, it's messed up when you see, like, 80-year-olds working a retail job. Yeah, no. In my job, there are... Oh, for political... No, I mean... Even then, I work with 2 people, 162, 163. And they have to work because they can't afford not to. And it sucks because, you know, yeah, they're hard workers. I mean, the 63-year-old woman who works the opening shift for the position that I hold she runs circles around everybody. Like, I'm probably one of the only people who can keep up with her. There we go. But at the same time, she shouldn't have to be working at 63. Like, at least a physical job like that. Like, why are we having these people work physical jobs? Because, of course, nobody wants to work physical jobs. And honestly, my job can probably be replaced tomorrow by robots. Everything is subject to change. There will be another empire than the American Empire at some point, and we probably won't be around to see it. I mean, listen, 250 years is a very long time for an empire to hold power. I think the Chinese Empire is going to rise and is going to take over. Because, you know, this entire country uses propaganda, and I think it's funny that, you know, we have people who don't realize how much propaganda we see. Like, I don't really watch Jubilee, but I have been seeing clips of the most recent Jubilee with, I don't remember his name. But I have been watching those clips where it's, I want to say David. It's not David. But it's like one guy versus debating, I think, 20 MAGA women. And it's just one of those things that it's like, I get what the point of it was. But the one thing that I do see with it is it's just the fact that these people are so brainwashed by propaganda that they see on the internet. And it's like the fact that they think that that all Muslims want everybody dead that doesn't worship Islam. And they think no Christians want anybody other than their religion to be alive. And even in that little room is a lot of them are like, yeah, No, I want people to go to heaven. I want people to be Christian, and I don't want them dead. And it's like, yeah, of course. No basic human wants everybody dead because they don't believe in what they have. But there are people who believe that way. Oh, I need to be Harry and talk to the snake. But it's just... it's a lot. It's a lot, guys. I think I'm actually going to call it tonight. I'm starting to get a little tired. I've enjoyed our conversation. And I know it had nothing to do with Harry Potter, but, you know, it's fun. I had fun. It was a really long level before that I just struggled with. But, hey, I am working on... apparently Lego Harry Potter is not something that people want to watch. I'm working on something else. And we will be streaming both on Twitch and YouTube and TikTok as well. I'm going to try to stream on TikTok. I don't know how well it's going to be. I'm not really worried about it. But 250 years is usually the breaking point where the empire starts to crumble. It will only fade and people won't even notice it change. Rome didn't fall in a day unless the nuke goes off. Yeah. So, but yeah. That's basically it, guys. Flip to this. I have a video posting Tuesday about what HBO needs to do for memorable moments. I'm going to try editing it tomorrow and getting it posted. So if you are a member, you will get it slightly early. Then Thursday or Friday, I will have a breakdown of the Percy Jackson movie and why it's not a great adaptation. So it's very much, this week is very much on adaptations. I'm hitting the gym. Thanks for the streaming. Yeah, absolutely. Enjoy your pumps or whatever you're doing in the gym. But yeah, stay marvelous and Knox.